Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to unpack in Season 3. I'm going to cover everything from guns and items to map changes, rank updates, competitive changes, the new ban policy changes that were just added to Fortnite today. We're going to unravel everything to do about the meta. Make sure you plug in some creator's code when you buy the Battle Pass, aka code KenBeans. That's my one shameless plug every new season video. There's timestamps down below, FYI, so we're going to be talking about the best guns and items right now. The most notable changes is that they took out the pulse rifle, the twin mag SMG, the auto aim pistol. The normal DMR is no longer in the game. Big thing is chug splashes, shield bubbles, shield keg, the combat shotgun, and the mythic havoc pump is no longer in the game. If you play pubs, the dragon breath sniper is also no longer there. So what does this mean? 200 pumps are no longer a thing, so this is going to be pretty dang interesting. Let's move to the unvaulted items. Fortnite brought back the thermal floppers, the exotic tracker pistol, the one that we had in that perk. Whenever you shoot someone, it marks the enemy. That is back. You can get that from keys. Combat SMG is back. That is probably the biggest thing. The drum shotty is now back, and it's got a big buff because there's a mythic version. You get this at the floating islands only. It does 73 damage to the body and 109 headshot, and I've got to play with this in the first couple hours of when it released. It's got a decent amount of range on it, especially when you aim down. The pellets are very small. The mythic shotty can also be found in competitive, just an FYI. So the normal guns that are here are the Havoc AR, the Red Eye, the Maven, the Heavy Sniper, the Tactical Pistol. Those things haven't changed. They're here to stay for a while. Okay, so the new guns, which is probably what we're wondering, is the Flapjack Rifle and the Kinetic Boomerang. So the Flapjack Rifle, it pretty much shoots as fast as the Pulse Rifle, maybe even faster. It has one-shot accuracy, and there's a mythic version. And let me tell you that the Flapjack Rifle is gonna be so OP in competitive, in my opinion. This thing has a magazine size of like 45, and it just unloads on someone's wall. You can keep the pressure up so well with this gun. Pros are really going to be abusing the crap out of this, especially in duos. The other new things are the Cybertron cannon and the Wild Wasp jars. So instead of throwing fire at people, you can now throw wasps at people. Now we're going to hop into ranked mode. I'm going to talk about the best loadouts to carry in a second, but right now as it sits, ranked mode has pub loot and no siphons still. Changes could still be made, and they're going to keep their eyes on it, but as of right now, this is how it sits at the start of the new season. Ranked mode is still season 0. It's going to continue all the way through till the end of this season, so your rank doesn't get reset yet. They said specifically that they're using this time to continue to make necessary adjustments, such as improving queue times, making sure matchmaking puts you against similarly ranked opponents, and more. Without hopping too much into the competitive tab yet, you need gold for cash cups and platinum for FNCS if you want to play those. Before we hop into some map changes, let's talk about the best loadout so far. Now, I've been playing for about 3 hours, and I have to say that the Havoc pump is still the pump that you want to hold. I'm 100% without a doubt going to be using the Flapjack Rifle all the time, but if I want to W key a lot, I may use the Combat SMG too. As of right now, as it sits, you may think that the Kinetic Boomerang is crazy, but when you throw it at a player, it hits them for 60 damage and just comes right back to you. It's nothing too wild. So for that reason, I'm just going to carry heals over it. So 3 heals, 2 guns, and instead of the twin mag SMG, it's now the combat one. All right, so let's hop into some map changes now, specifically the big things. We are now in a jungle climate, so there's a lot of mud around the map. One thing you might not know is that you can wash the mud off. It's pretty cool, and it's like scattered all throughout the map in the jungle areas. And speaking of rotation, there's now grind vines. You've probably seen these by now if you've seen anything related to Fortnite in the new update. And there's different types of flowers on the map. The hot flower allows you to bounce on it and just go throughout the jungle without taking fall damage. The slurp flower is one of the best ones. It gives you 25 shield or health. Other than that, you can swing your pickaxe at this other flower and it unleashes a toxic gas. And besides all the visual things, the biggest thing about this season is that there's not a lot of metal on the map. The jungle being added took away my landing spot and another 2 landing spots with a lot of metal around it. So it's going to be really tricky in these cups. But the other things that returned were the loot crates. So this season, grabbing those loot crates are going to be so important if you play competitive. Speaking of competitive, let's talk about that a little bit. It's going to be a super heavy spray meta this season, so make sure you strap in. The Flapjack Rifle and the Combat SMG are going to be shoved so far up your that you're not going to know what day it is. I feel like for the most part, Fortnite is kind of encouraging people to hop in a box and get a quick refresh. Obviously, competitive. Let's talk about the things that are not included in tournaments. Here's the list. Raptors, the Cybertron cannon, the heavy sniper rifle, the chug cannon is no longer there, and the biggest thing, no movement items. Having no movement this season, it is going to be insanely important to have a smart IGL. It's going to be a little tough to adapt to, so make sure you get some scrims in because we've been playing with rotation the past 3 seasons. The competitive update as it sits, we got FNCS. We have a new format of 0 build cash cups where instead of the trio no build victory cash cups, it is now duos. Honestly, this is going to be a lot of fun, and a quick rumor, me and Jiven might be playing these together. Normal duo cash cups are still here. Normal solo victory cash cups are still here. And a quick reminder, like I said earlier, to play the cash cups, you need gold rank, and to play FNCS, you need the platinum rank. Last but not least, we have some PlayStation cups with $250,000 in prize pools. And the interesting thing that you might have missed when it comes to this is that there's not just build cups. Fortnite has included 0 build cups for console. Last but not least, quickly, one of the most important things that you definitely want to know about. They're introducing a new way to earn points in tournaments. Now, this is going to be huge. On top of getting points for kills and placement this season, players are going to get bonus points for opening up a cache, opening up a vault, and capturing the flag at any of the islands. Only the flag on the floating islands counts, not the other flags scattered across the POIs. When you open up a cache, you get 3 points. Same thing with a vault. And when you capture the flag at the island, you get 15 points. This meta is going to be very interesting. I'm going to be honest, with last season and the island, I rarely went for it. Now you're going to be heavily encouraged to go for that thing. You guys may not realize 15 points is so much. Whatever team manages to secure that is going to be chilling. Last but not least, let's get into the competitive ban policy change. Long story short, this is how it works. For example, Clicks got banned for 2 weeks. He wasn't able to play last FNCS and this one that's currently about to happen in a couple months. But under this new policy, players who received a competitive ban for 14 days or longer can still play FNCS as long as it doesn't overlap the dates of when it's actually going on. So in this instance, even Aussie tweeted that Clicks can now play this coming FNCS. Pretty big W. On a side note, honestly, I'm pretty content with the changes made. The ODM is now gone, and praise the Lord, have I never been so happy in my life. I think that games are going to be a little more stacked than usual because Jiven was telling me, and he brought this up, it made tons of sense. You would think the games would be more stacked since there's no ODM, there's no hammer, there's no kinetic blade. So that means that when you're fighting someone, there's going to be less third parties because no one's going to be able to just fly on your head. Right away, within 3 hours of the new season coming out, Clicks was streaming. He managed to get this exploit where you can slide with the mud, get super fast rotation, and he uses it to just exploit into someone's box. If you happen to be watching this later on from after the season actually came out, it's probably going to be patched, but it's just crazy how fast these people can come up with stuff. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date with fighting metas and everything coming soon. So hit the damn sub button. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Enjoy the new season. Use code KenBeans on the battle pass, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.